Look at the man in the mirror for a second. You've spent decades building a reputation, a career, and a life of substance. So why are you still letting a poorly chosen shirt tell the world that you've given up? It's a tragedy I see every single day. A gentleman in a 5,000-pound suit, yet his shirt collar is wilted and defeated, looking like a piece of overcooked asparagus. He's walking around with sleeves that are too long, or worse, a fabric so thin it reveals things his colleagues definitely didn't sign up to see at the morning briefing. On Mature Elegance, we don't do fashion trends for boys. We do visual authority for men. Most people think a shirt is just a filler, the white noise between your skin and your jacket. They're wrong. Your shirt is the architectural frame for your face. It's the mace of your office and the anchor of your entire presence. If the shirt is off, the whole look is a lie. We're going to stop the guessing game right now. Whether you're commanding a boardroom or just enjoying a scotch at a local club, your shirt should look like it was engineered specifically for your success, not like something you grabbed out of a bargain bin in a moment of desperation. Forget the labels and the price tags. We're diving into the raw physics of how a shirt should actually work with the rest of your wardrobe. Let's talk about the structural failure that ruins more reputations than a bad stock tip, the sad collar syndrome. You've seen it, that limp, defeated piece of fabric cowering beneath a heavy blazer like it's trying to hide from a creditor. You can spend 10,000 pounds on a Savile Row suit, but if your shirt collar doesn't have the backbone to stand up to those lapels, you don't look like a CEO. You look like a man who's being slowly digested by his own clothing. The collar is the architectural frame for your face. It's the pedestal for your head. When it collapses, your entire presence sags with it. This is why we demand a tall collar stand and high-quality stays. A shirt without structural integrity is just an expensive rag that happens to have buttons. There's a strange physics to the way cotton interacts with wool. A lot of men think they can pair a flimsy, translucent poplin with a heavy winter flannel suit and get away with it. They can't. It looks unbalanced, like wearing flip-flops with a tuxedo. Your shirt needs to match the visual weight of your jacket. If you're wearing a substantial tweed or a heavy navy wool, you need a shirt with enough substance, a fine twill or a Royal Oxford, to hold its own. You want the layers of your outfit to look like they're in a partnership, not an argument. It's about creating a cohesive image of power where every thread respects the other. Then we have the mystery of the disappearing cuffs. We've all seen the man whose hands emerge from his jacket sleeves like a magician's trick, sudden, unexpected, and completely devoid of context. It's an amateur move. That half-inch of shirt cuff peeking out from under your suit sleeve is the visual punctuation mark that completes your silhouette. It frames your hands, it showcases your watch, and it signals to everyone in the room that you actually bothered to look in the mirror before you left the house. Without that sliver of fabric, your arms look unnecessarily long, and your jacket looks like a hand-me-down from a larger relative. It's a tiny detail, yes, but in the world of high-stakes style, the tiny details are the only ones that actually matter. We also need to address the strangled look that happens when a man tries to force a massive tie knot into a tiny, narrow collar. You end up looking like a Victorian schoolmaster who's about to have a medical emergency. It's about proportions. If you have a powerful neck and a broad face, you need a spread collar that can accommodate a substantial knot without looking like it's struggling for air. Harmony is the goal here. Every element of the neckline, the shirt, the tie, the jacket, should sit in a state of relaxed authority. When you get the geometry right, you stop being a man who's just wearing a suit, and you become a man who is projecting a message of total competence. You look like the person who's already decided how the meeting is going to end before it even begins. We need to address the dangerous myth that casual is synonymous with careless. You see it at every weekend brunch. Men who have spent 30 years climbing the corporate ladder and have suddenly decided to dress like they're heading to a high school gym class. They're wearing oversized polo shirts that look like tents, and linen shirts so wrinkled they look like they were used as a bed for a golden retriever. For the man of mature elegance, casual is simply a different type of precision. It is the art of looking relaxed, without looking like you've lost your grip on reality. We begin with the undisputed workhorse of the weekend, the Oxford cloth button-down. This isn't just a shirt, it's a masterpiece of texture. The magic lies in that S-shaped collar roll. A high-quality Oxford collar should have enough life in it to frame your face with a sense of rugged history, even when you haven't bothered with a tie. When you pair this with a mid-weight cotton chino, you aren't just off the clock. You're declaring that your standards don't evaporate the moment you leave the office. There is a heated debate in the world of casual style: to tuck or not to tuck. This is where most men fall off the tightrope. If your shirt hem is long enough to hide your pockets, for the love of everything decent, tuck it in. Leaving a formal dress shirt untucked doesn't make you look easygoing. It makes you look like you're wearing a nightgown and you've forgotten where you live. A true casual shirt, however, is engineered with a shorter hem that rests exactly at the midpoint of your fly. This is the sweet spot. It allows you to maintain a clean silhouette while communicating a sense of approachable authority. You want to look like you chose this look with surgical intent, not like you stumbled out of a long nap and just happened to find a pair of trousers. Then we have the magnificent, often terrifying world of linen. I know many of you fear the wrinkles. You think a few creases will make you look disorganized, or, heaven forbid, messy. But listen closely. In the world of high-level style, a wrinkled linen shirt is a badge of honor. It is the luxury of the wrinkle. It signals that you are wearing a natural, breathable fiber that doesn't care about the stiff, artificial rules of the boardroom. When you pair a sand-colored linen shirt with dark denim or tailored shorts, you are channeling the energy of a man who owns a villa in Tuscany, even if you're just walking to the local bistro. The key is to keep the rest of your kit sharp. A pair of crisp loafers and a quality watch will anchor those wrinkles and prove to the world that they are a deliberate choice, not a laundry accident. The ultimate test of the casual rebel is the shirt and denim combination. We are avoiding the distressed, cool dad jeans with holes in the knees that scream for attention. We want dark, indigo denim that respects your age and your standing in the world. When you pair a crisp white poplin or a micro-check shirt with raw denim and a brown leather belt, you create a powerful visual tension. It is the perfect blend of formal heritage and rugged utility. It tells people that you are a man of substance who knows how to navigate a complex negotiation, but isn't afraid to get his hands dirty if the situation demands it. True elegance in a casual setting is about the absence of noise. It is about choosing pieces that work together in quiet, masculine harmony, allowing your presence, and not your clothes, to dominate the conversation. Most men layering like they're preparing for a polar expedition, adding bulk until they look like a stuffed turkey struggling to breathe in a centrally heated office. They think layering is just about warmth. It's not. Layering is an exercise in architectural depth, a way to add complexity to your silhouette without losing your shape. The first disaster I see is the neckline war, a shirt collar that's been bullied and flattened by a tight crew neck sweater until it looks like it's given up on life. If you're going to layer a shirt under knitwear, you need a collar with a spine. A substantial button-down or a tall spread collar provides the necessary frame for your face, ensuring that even under a layer of cashmere, your authority remains intact. Think about the cardigan for a moment. In the hands of a boy, it's a grandpa garment. In the hands of a man of your status, it's a powerful symbol of the modern patriarch. A heavy shawl collar cardigan creates a deep, elongating V-line that does wonders for your torso, making you look taller and more formidable. But there is a silent rule here that many men ignore. the sleeves. Nothing destroys the illusion of elegance faster than a shirt cuff that's been swallowed whole by a sweater. You need that sliver of fabric peeking out to anchor the entire look. It's the visual evidence that you didn't just get dressed in the dark, you engineered this presence with intent. We also have to address the sweater shortcut, that moment of weakness where you throw a jumper over a wrinkled shirt and pray for the best. It's a dangerous game of Russian roulette. The moment you enter a warm room and that sweater has to come off, your secret is out. You've just told everyone that your standards are purely optional. A man of mature elegance never hides behind his clothes. He uses them to project his internal order. Your layers should be a partnership of textures. The smooth, crisp cotton of the shirt playing against the rich, tactile nap of the wool. The goal is a silhouette that looks continuous and effortless. When you manage the proportions correctly, where the collar stands proud, the cuffs are visible, and the knitwear drapes without bunching at the waist, you aren't just staying warm. You are telling a story of a man who is completely in control of his environment. You look prepared for any scenario, from an informal lunch to an unexpected board meeting. Stop building a fortress of fabric and start creating a look that commands respect the moment you walk through the door. Most men are terrified of patterns. They treat a striped shirt or a checked blazer like a dangerous explosive that might go off at any second. So they retreat into a bland world of solid navy and gray until they look like a collection of high-end mannequins. But here is the secret. Patterns are the language of visual depth. If you want to move beyond the uniform and start projecting a personality of substance, you have to learn how to mix them without looking like a walking optical illusion. The greatest disaster in the world of mature style is the clash of scales. You see a man wearing a fine pinstripe shirt with a fine pinstripe tie, and from 10 feet away, he looks like he's vibrating. It's a sensory assault. If your shirt has a small, intricate pattern, your tie or your jacket must have a larger, more expansive one. You need a hierarchy. One pattern must be the lead actor, and the other must be the supporting cast. When you get this right, you aren't just wearing clothes, you are engineering a visual narrative that commands attention without screaming for it. Then we have the psychology of the solid anchor. Many men get overexcited and try to wear a patterned shirt, a patterned tie, and a patterned pocket square all at once, looking like they've just lost a fight with a wallpaper factory. For a man of mature elegance, less is almost always more. If your shirt and tie are having a complex conversation through stripes and checks, your jacket must be the silent observer, a solid, textured fabric that provides a place for the eye to rest. This solid anchor is what prevents you from looking disorganized. It provides the stability that allows your patterns to actually mean something. It's the difference between a man who knows his wardrobe and a man who just happened to find two things that sort of match in the dark. We also have to discuss the harmony of color for the mature complexion. As your hair turns to silver and your skin tone evolves, the way you use color with patterns becomes a strategic tool. We avoid the loud, neon-saturated patterns that look like they belong on a teenager at a beach party. Instead, we reach for the cool, resonant tones, the deep indigos, the charcoal grays, and the crisp forest greens. A light blue micro-check shirt paired with a navy silk tie is a classic for a reason. It respects the natural tones of a mature man while providing enough contrast to keep you looking alert and sharp. It's about resonance, not noise. You want colors that hum with authority, not shout with desperation. The goal here is a look that feels deliberate but effortless. When you master the interplay of scales and the discipline of this solid anchor, you stop being a consumer of fashion and you become a connoisseur of style. You look like a man who understands that complexity doesn't have to mean chaos. You project an image of a man who can manage multiple variables with ease, a skill that is just as valuable in the boardroom as it is in your wardrobe. Stop playing it safe with a life of solid colors and start mastering the symphony. It's time to show the world that you are a man of depth, complexity, and unwavering standards. We have discussed the fabrics, the patterns, and the layers, but let's be brutally honest. None of it matters if your shirt fits like a repurposed circus tent. I see it every day in city centers. Men of significant achievement walking around in shirts so baggy, they look like they're preparing to hang glide off their own office balconies. On the other side of the spectrum, you have the man who thinks slim fit means wearing a garment so tight the buttons are screaming for mercy, looking like a stuffed sausage about to burst. For a man of mature elegance, fit is not a fashion choice. It is a silent declaration of self-discipline and attention to detail. If you can't manage the proportions of your own shirt, why should anyone trust you to manage a £1 million budget? The math begins at the collar. It is the architectural anchor of your entire presence. A masterfully fitted shirt should allow exactly 2 fingers to slide comfortably between the fabric and your neck. No more, no less. Anything tighter looks like a noose. Anything looser makes you look like you're shrinking into your clothes. The collar must stand tall and proud, framing your face with a sense of alertness. Then we have the shoulder seam, which is the absolute boundary of your silhouette. It must rest exactly on the edge of your shoulder bone. If it drops even a centimeter, your shoulders look sloped, your chest looks hollow, and your visual authority evaporates. It is a tiny measurement that makes a massive difference in how the world perceives your strength. The torso is where the real silhouette is engineered. We are moving away from the tent of the classic fit and the constriction of the teenaged slim fit. You want a tailored taper, a clean, vertical line that follows the natural shape of your body without clinging to it. When you sit down, there should be no tension across the buttons, but when you stand, there should be no excess fabric billowing at the waist. It's about creating a sharp, masculine V shape that respects the man you are today. And let's not forget the sleeves. They should be slim enough to move with your arms, ending exactly at the base of your thumb, allowing that essential half-inch of cuff to peek out from your jacket like a well-placed punctuation mark. Excellence is not an accident. It is a habit of the details. When you step into a room in a shirt that has been engineered for your specific proportions, you aren't just wearing a garment. You are projecting an image of unshakable excellence. You look like a man who has already decided how the day is going to end. You look capable, you look sharp, and most importantly, you look like a man who understands that true power is found in the discipline of the small things. This concludes our masterclass on the shirt. Stop guessing, stop settling for good enough, and start engineering a presence that commands the respect you've spent a lifetime earning.